They swapped it to C9 player cams, and they're all just like...
Yeah, you have never seen them that nervous, I think.
Yeah.
I have never seen that.
Yeah.
Like, they're all just like super stressed out. They're like, fuck, man, we're supposed to be winning the split. How are we losing? We're going to be 4th place. Yeah. And you're just...
Just dancing on them, just like doing whatever.
Just
heck I want.
Fortnite emoting.
Welcome to Pros. We have Inspired, APA, and not JoJo. We have Sniper.
It's me,
Bro.
guys. It's me.
Congratulations. What happened?
Thank you. I mean, I don't know. We were just playing our own game. I was playing my weak side pretty good, and it turned out good for us. You know, like none of us had like stupid deaths like we did versus TL. And yeah, I mean, we just played our own game and we won. Feels amazing.
Inspired. I know you were on desk all day, but I haven't been able to listen to much of it. What were your thoughts on the series?
I mean, I did interview with Blabber and Sniper before the game, and Blabber was very confident. And I also thought, like, surely C9 is gonna sweep them 3-0. Like, I just didn't see WinCon. Like, I knew that River is a magician. Like, maybe he will do something.
True.
He will maybe do something, and he actually did. Like, it was crazy. He was just like finding angle after angle, game after game, and everyone from you guys just played pretty solid. And C9 just seemed so lost.
APA?
No, I mean, I'm on the same boat as Inspired. Like, I gave you guys a little bit more leeway. I expected a 3-1 C9.
Okay.
But, yeah, I was not a believer. And then I was just really not a fan of the C9 drafts. And I think you guys just, like, all played solid. Like, a lot of these playoff games will come down to who's the weakest link. And I don't think you guys really had weak links, except Game 2. But, like, you know.
Game 2, it was the game.
Ignore that game.
Like,
we can ignore that game.
We were all talking
Did he
about
practice
it,
Garen?
I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I think that was the second time playing Garen. Second or third time. One of those two,
we could tell.
Yeah, I mean,
We could tell.
he had confidence though to play.
Other than
you know?
Game 2, it looked like no one was a weak point. Like, everyone had good games.
Yeah.
So, like, it just looked like you guys all played solid, and then C9 was just crumbling.
Yeah.
River said he didn't
agree.
expect to win going into the series. Where were you? What was your feeling?
I mean, I honestly thought we were gonna beat them because
Why?
I mean, I always thought like Dignitas always struggled to play on stage, or like he just wasn't playing as aggressive as he normally would from scrims to stage. So I thought I already had like that advantage there. But on top of that, I was just like typing in all chat. I got it from APA's. And I mean, I can tell he was getting inside of his head because of that. So
Yeah.
I just knew it was going to be a top gap and we were going to win the series.
I couldn't tell. Do you think they had just muted you? Because we were showing it all on the cast. So like I knew you were feeling it, but they like weren't responding.
I mean, I think
were
JoJo's
they?
a question mark.
Oh, JoJo had chat on. He must have had chat on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's about it.
I mean, JoJo seemed like the one that got affected the most, though. By the draft.
I think most people...
Kind of, yeah. I was targeting him.
Yeah, like
you
one
were really
line.
targeting.
Oh yeah, everybody was watching it.
Yeah. I think most people will see like one line and then just mute. Like, I think that's what happens with me.
Yeah.
So like a strat that we're doing on Team Liquid is we have the other people type now. So like Impact typed my message out in the series. So I asked like, it was like after game 3 or something. I was like, no Corky ban, or like, why'd you give me Corky? Something akin to that. And like, no one's muting Impact. Like, it's Impact. Why are you muting him? Yeah. And so I think like you and Bopo responded.
I don't mute, but I don't know. Like really often, I just don't see the message. Like later, I go on Twitter and I see LCS posting that you were typing some in game. I don't have him muted, but I just don't pay attention to the chat at all. I just not notice it when you type something.
So like that's the strat you have to use. Like just have Quid talk some shit for you.
I mean, Quid's too like he's too nice of a guy.
Yeah, he's too nice. Like no one's gonna expect it from him.
True.
Yeah, when Impact wrote it, I was like, wait, Impact wrote it?
Wait, did you see it in game when Impact typed it?
Oh yeah, when Impact typed it, I saw it. I mean, it was before minion spawn, so then I see it. Like during the game, like let's say after a team fight, I'm not looking at chat. I don't care about. But before the game, like when it's like 20 seconds, you coming out of base and he types something, you usually just see it there.
Yeah. Okay, got you. I see.
Yeah, you're so locked in. I want to talk. I want to talk a bit more about the series though. Game 1 was pretty close. Like, can you remember? Or is it too much adrenaline? Or can you remember a little bit what happened game by game?
I think I definitely have a lot of adrenaline right now because this is my first time making it to the international stage, you know. But I just remember playing. Wait, who was I even playing? I was playing like.
You were playing
Cassante,
yeah.
Game 1.
Yeah, I was playing that matchup and I don't know. I was just like even farming with them. I was down like 10 CS maybe, but we just had the better hands. We knew how to. We did have the better
down
hands,
like
you know?
30, 40
Okay,
CS.
we're not talking about that.
30, 40 CS,
sure,
it's okay.
Yeah, sure. I was down quite a bit of CS, maybe 20 or 30, or 50 perhaps. Well, by the end of the game, yeah. But we just had the better hands, I thought, in
Yeah.
the team fights. And I don't know, we had good macro.
Yeah.
We knew how to team fight. That's all that.
Well,
we
this
need
was
to
the
win.
Ziggs Maokai game into non-flash LeBlanc.
Oh, okay, that was
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jojo
that
just
also.
kept he just kept Wing forward and getting.
No, I think that
W'd.
game, I
he
think
was just gonna
Renekton like
permacut.
came mid and took a super blast cone on the top of the mid, and then A found like 3-man engage with Renekton in it
Yep.
when they were trying to kill the Ziggs, and then you end up going through the river and like collapsing on them, and you guys got Nash off of that, and then it was just a
GG.
clean win.
Was it the mid fight when that
Yeah,
happened?
yeah. When Renekton was trying to like flank on the Ziggs, all of them just flashed on Ziggs or stuff like that. So yeah, that fight was pretty awfully played by them.
Yeah, I don't know how Renekton didn't end up like killing Ziggs.
Yeah,
or
I don't know either. Like I was watching that when he got comboed by Ice, I was like, okay, Ziggs is dead, and then he wasn't. So
Yeah, maybe it just hands diff. I don't know. They're
Just hands diff,
They
yeah.
just lost their
Yeah.
hands and brain. I felt like. This
And then
series.
game 2, there was the Garen with Vi thing. In retrospect, do you think if you guys have Ivern and Garen, I know Inspired said Ivern and
yeah,
Garen
who was
just free
calling
wins
for
the
the
game.
Vi? There is no way River was like pick me Vi. For sure, it was you guys, right?
Okay, we didn't say anything about the Vi. He honestly just thought it was like a Vi angle, so
Really?
he just picked it. And then after the game, he's like, "Yo, no Vi, no more Vi." not with Garen at least. Like it's so troll picking it with him.
I think
That's what
River
you're
played
saying.
fine that game, but I'm just watching him. I'm just like, man, this character is so useless. You're playing Vine to Nasus Ivern. Holy,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Garen Vi as well. You know, that's like the worst combo.
yeah,
I
it's
feel like.
so useless together.
It was the goofiest looking game. Just like Nasus getting super fed in the mid lane, just maxing Q against the Garen, and then just all physical damage trying to kill this like,
It was like a
super
solo
armored up
queue
Renekton.
game
Yeah.
straight from bronze.
That was actually a bronze game. Like I'm not gonna lie. You know.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Game 3, Jojo plays LeBlanc again. Did it surprise you that he went back to the LeBlanc?
It surprised me, and then I saw that he had flash, so I was like, okay, maybe he'll turn on his brain finally. But I don't know. He just kept on dying every single time in like these fights. River was always going on him.
Yeah.
Ayla was always marking him as well, and then I just did my job and flash W'd. Yeah, like
You had so much focus. And did you expect Jojo to be playing LeBlanc in this series like this?
I mean, Jojo needs someone to control him and he speaks, because I just don't understand what is he thinking with his champions. Last playoffs against us, Yon loses on Yon. Another game, Yon again. Against like really bad team comp to play Yon against. And then in this game, he has a last pick LeBlanc against Renekton, point and click CC, Rel, point and click CC with Q flash, and Maokai. Like that's the worst team comp you can play LeBlanc against.
Yeah.
Why do you pick LeBlanc?
Yeah, actually.
Someone just needs to tell him, no bro, you are trolling, you are not picking LeBlanc here. But I guess they don't have anyone like that there.
What do you think the angle was there?
I don't remember the draft exactly.
That was the Corki one, because they blind pick Zeri. We were
Yeah.
expecting
Yeah.
them to last
I
pick
felt
They
like
Zeri.
picked Ivern when Zeri Corki was up. Then there was blind pick Zeri, and they 5-picked LeBlanc when Corki was
I
up.
really thought he was just gonna go Corki, to be honest with you. Like he played 4 games straight of Corki versus
Yeah.
Flyquest. So I'm
And
like,
that was like actually
so
Corki game.
surely he plays Corki. Like he
Yeah.
played 4 games with it already. And it's just like, you can just handshake the Corki Zeri matchup. That's what I was doing yesterday. Your Corki should win lane a little bit. You got Scout, sure, but like,
But you have Ivan, so
Yeah.
like you will be strong.
so you'd still be fine. But then he just locks in LeBlanc, especially in my opinion versus the Maokai. Like, it's so easy for Maokai. All you have to do is point your mouse,
W.
click W. There's no skill to it.
Yeah.
So I was really surprised by the LeBlanc pick. Even though I think he started the game off 3-0. Like I was like, at some point he's gonna get caught because it's just inevitable at that point.
Yeah.
And then you just killed them again and again. What was
Yeah,
the
exactly.
confidence level like after game 3 then?
Okay, to be honest, everybody was like telling me to calm down. Like,
you were dancing on stage.
you saw me dancing on stage. I was like just freaking doing some Fortnite dances. Or whatever. Yeah, I mean, I was like super hyped. My ADHD was like really going off the charts.
Okay.
But then everybody on my team was like, guys, like just
Like,
calm down, sniper. Like we're 0-0 right now, just play normally and we're gonna win. So yeah, I just calmed down a bit.
You could definitely see it. Like they showed your player cams, like you pretty much just Fortnite dancing, like you said, and then they swapped it to C9 player cams, and they're all just like,
Yeah, you have never seen them that nervous. I think I
Yeah.
have never seen that.
Yeah.
like they're all just like super stressed out. They're like, fuck, man, we're supposed to be winning the split. How are we losing? We're gonna be 4th place, and you're just.
Just dancing on them, just like doing whatever the heck I want.
emoting.
Yeah, I
I was doing whatever I want.
during the game, especially game 4, when you guys had like a 1,000 or 2,000 goal lead, 3 dragons. That's a moment I see a lot of maybe even younger teams, like when you know that you're like moments away from winning, sometimes teams get a little hesitant. Who was the most chill? Who was the most excited within the team in the like last 10 minutes?
It looked
of
like
game 4?
Quid was so excited, by the way. I won't lie to you. Like Quid was like permanently just like his Zeri game in game 3 and his Yone game in game 4. There was moments where he you guys are slightly winning a team fight, and he just flashes in completely, like, in my opinion, was trolling, but it's just like, it's one of those, like, you're so hyped, you're like, let's go, I'm going
we're gonna
in!
win. You know, we're gonna win. No
And then
matter
he
what.
flashes in, he's like, where's my team?
I went in with them. That's all I'm gonna say. I was the only one to go.
You were always there.
Flying in. But yeah, what was the atmosphere like in the last 10 minutes of Game 4 to close it out?
To be honest, I was just like, the entirety in my head, I was like, okay, like we're gonna go to Worlds, we're gonna go to Worlds. I just gotta make sure like I'm in the game and I'm present. And everybody on my team also felt the same way too. Nobody really like got overhyped until the last second. Everybody just started screaming, like they were going crazy, you know. So yeah, we were all just calm, you know.
I mean, it's everyone but Rivers first time. Like your first time, Quid's first time, Tomo and Ayla, same thing. First time going to Worlds.
Wait, Ayla as well? Didn't he go to Worlds before in OS?
Not that I'm aware of.
No.
Oh.
I don't
He was
believe so.
really close. He was really close in OS, and then Fudge beat his team, and then he came to NA.
Oh, I see.
So it's all you guys first going to Worlds. So I imagine, like, I know when I went to Worlds last year, I was like I said this on broadcast, but I was just giddy for the entire week. Like I woke up, looked myself in the mirror, I'm like, I'm a Worlds mid laner. So like I could feel like I can relate so much to how that like just atmosphere is. Just you're so jubilant and happy.
Yeah, exactly. You're just so hyped the entire time, you know?
Yeah.
Like, especially at nighttime, like you can't fall asleep.
Like honestly, Cypher, even you right now, you're so just.
Yeah, bro, I'm just like moving every 2 seconds. No, you guys don't understand. Like,
Don't worry about it. We understand.
yeah, okay. Actually, you guys did.
Yeah, what was your
you guys
first
did.
Worlds experience like? Was
I
Rogue?
made it very easy because it was four seeds in Europe that were making Worlds, and we finished first in the regular season, so we basically had guaranteed Worlds before even playoffs started.
With
So,
Rogue?
Yeah. So like after the last game of regular season, we finished first in the split, and we already knew we were making Worlds, so we were guaranteed like very early. So that was chill. There was no pressure on us. in
Yeah,
playoffs.
sure. There was not like this qualifying moment where it's
And
you
then-
lose and you're out or you win and you go in.
I think Tomo's story, Sniper, is actually the same as mine, by the way. I don't know if last year I'm Academy, I'm subbed in, same way as Tomo subbed in, and then we make Worlds. So it's just like from Tomo's perspective, Tomo's probably thinking to himself at the start of the split, he's like, oh man, I'm just playing in
I was like,
Academy.
oh, how do I win Academy? How do I win Worlds?
but now,
so true.
but now it's like Tomo's like going to Worlds.
Yeah.
Like has to be such a crazy switch up for him. He has to feel so happy.
Yeah, exactly. APA and Tomo, I feel like had the same exact story, and I wanted to bring that up as well because like Tomo has such a big part of our team, and I feel like without him, we wouldn't be where we are right now. Just because like, I don't know, his comms are really good. He knows exactly what he's doing, like as a job and stuff, and I feel like he's just the perfect ADC to like have on your team, in my opinion.
I feel like he fits your team really well because everybody else is just go in. He's a good Kai'Sa player, but he's also just like generally reliable in team fights. So in a sense, you're also a pretty easy team to have an AD carry play for because like in how many fights are they going on Tomo? Like you're always just up in Berserker or JoJo and they're just having to play defense.
Yeah, I feel like you guys are not scared to make frontline for him. That's for sure.
Of course, yeah, of course. Especially me. I'm going in there, you know, like.
You're the frontline.
To me, the story of like you guys this entire split and pretty much year has just been River finding these like angles and then you guys trying to follow up. And I feel like that's where, not to dog on Meech, but that's where like Meech failed a little bit. And then I think, like you said, just that's where Tomo's excelling right now. Like that game for Kai'Sa is perfect example of every time River found like those magician engages that you said, he just like, he's Kai'Sa ulting in and he's just going in.
Yeah, 100%.
I want to talk about the TL Fly series in a bit, but I don't want to finish on the 100 Thieves C9 series just yet. I talked a lot about JoJo during the cast and the LeBlanc picks that didn't work out, but I just know that online people are going to be looking for like heads to roll on C9, assign blame. Like, what do you think just didn't work for them, not only in this series, but maybe this year?
I don't know. In my opinion, they didn't have anyone to take responsibility and like tell them what they should be playing. Because to me, it seems like the players didn't know what they are good at, or the coaches didn't know what their players good at. Like in my opinion, this team had so much potential; they could easily win LCS, but they just never played towards their strengths, and they seem just lost. Like I just don't understand how is it possible they do that badly.
Yeah, I mean, like I kind of forget what Berserker was playing in your series, but at least in this series, he's on.
He played MF and Ziggs as well.
Yeah, he's on like MF Ziggs, which I don't think are. I think they're good characters in the meta. I don't think they're Berserker characters.
Yes.
Yeah, 100%.
Exactly.
100%.
Like Berserkers to me is like, I mean, he did play a game of Kai'Sa, but he ended up banning it.
Yeah.
And then he's like Kai'Sa, Zeri, like he's the type of guy that can 1v5 a team fight. And the entire series, he's just on champions where you just can't 1v9. Like,
Yeah, like-
how do you 1v9 on Ziggs?
Yeah.
Against us, it looks weird because he is picking MF, then he's picking Ziggs, and then when they are almost eliminated, then decide to go Zeri. But they don't even try to get the Zeri angle. They legit just pick AP jungler with a Zeri bot lane blind. So it's like you put Zeri bot lane, you know that no one is gonna help her because you have AP jungler that is gonna farm, and then you hope he's gonna carry. Why you don't do it when you play Ivern this series? You put Jojo on something stable mid like Corki when he is self-efficient, and then you give Berserker Zeri and put everything around him. Surely he will carry the game. Like we have seen him do that. He was playing in the Zeri Yumi meta. He was playing in the Zeri Lulu meta. He was carrying games. And right now he's just playing Ziggs in the elimination game. Like when they first picked Ziggs, I was like, wow, it's actually gonna be 3-100 Thieves.
Well, that was the weirdest thing for me, and I'm curious if you guys were expecting different, because they had already won the game where he was on Kai'Sa against the Ziggs, and both were up in game 4, and they just locked the Ziggs.
Yeah.
Was that just, were you kind of happy about him just first picking Ziggs in game 4?
When I saw Berserker locking Ziggs, I was like, okay, we're gonna win. Like, this guy's not on a
Yeah.
hyper carry, you
So
know?
it was
like,
not just me.
it's not just you, you know? Like, I agree with you as well. I really do think if he's on hyper carries, it makes the game, like, harder to win against C9.
Yeah.
But because he's not on hyper carries and he's on, like, Ziggs, I can actually do something, you know? I can actually just go on him every single fight and just win
And
the,
it's not
our
like
team
he's
the game.
good at Ziggs anyway. Like his Ziggs is like
He
mediocre
missed a lot
Ziggs.
of
It's not that good,
Like
for sure.
he's not good on Ziggs. It's not like you are playing this champ. You're just playing it because it's popular in the meta or something.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think to touch on what you said about JoJo's picking the Blanc, I think the Blanc in both those two games were just, like, the matchup itself in mid is good, but to pilot it, especially versus Maokai, in my opinion, is just so difficult. Like, you have to play so well to the point where, I mean, you can probably pick anything and win at that point.
I mean, and Ziggs too, because it was literally Maokai, WQ, Ziggs ulted. That's actually all of LeBlanc's health.
Yeah,
So he
like-
can't even, he pressed Q on Maokai once and it's like, oh, you're too aggressive, bro.
Yeah,
Like,
every single like team fight in the mid game, it was just JoJo W4 to get a little bit of poke, River snap engages on him, flash Dobies, or just Dobies, depends on what it was.
yeah.
And JoJo would just die. And it's like, I don't think JoJo was even playing poorly. I think he, like, in his second LeBlanc game, he started the game off 3-0. Like, he's playing solid to start the game off like that, but then it's just so hard to pilot that character in the drafts. Like, I think JoJo played fine, I just don't like his character pick.
Makes sense. What did you think about Blabber inspired?
Oh.
I think he did his job, honestly. Like, Ivan game, he did fine. The game 2. Game 1, he had to play with
Nidalee.
LeBlanc. He played
Nidalee
Nidalee
LeBlanc. Not the best.
Not the best, yeah. I don't think, after that game, I'm pretty sure what they were thinking is that Nidalee was an issue. In my opinion, LeBlanc was an issue. Like, I think Blabber is pretty good at Nidalee. He knows how to get early, efficient clears, and he's good at playing for objectives with it. And it also fits his playstyle because he's not really good at playing frontline. So Nidalee is just good. It's zone control for him. If you just pick him Nidalee and put Jojo on AD mid, I felt like that was the strongest Cloud9 could get. But after game 1, they lose. And they think Nidalee is a problem, so they never pick Nidalee again. And they pick LeBlanc again, that in my opinion was the biggest problem. So they were just lost on that. He played fine on Ivern. In game 4, Flex Skarner is not the type of champion that I want to see Blabber pilot.
It was not at all.
Yeah.
I was so happy when you picked it, bro.
I feel like it's
oh my
not the Blabber champion. And game 3, what did Blabber play in game 3?
Ivern again.
really?
It was Ivern LeBlanc.
Oh yeah,
I
Ivan
see.
LeBlanc. So what can he do, bro? Like,
Yeah.
Ivan LeBlanc, like, he can't do anything.
And then MF is his like hyper carry that he
like,
shielded.
I don't think you can put any blame on him. I think he did what he could in the series.
Man, it's interesting. I know this is a little bit off topic, but if I think about last year's C9 when they were winning, he had this meme about being like undefeated on Maokai. He played a lot of Sejuani games.
Yeah.
But you did also mention that you don't think he's very good at frontline. What was happening
I think
last year? that
Maokai
was
is a little
working?
bit different frontline. Like Maokai is a broken champ because he's a frontliner while also having zone control and high range with engage and disengage. Like the champ is just broken. And good early game because level 1 you can't outsmite him, so you can't even invade him, and he can invade you, and he can gank the lane, and he has phase rush so you can't catch him. I don't know, the champ is just broken. So like, if you're a competent player, I feel like you are always gonna be good on Maokai. And on Sejuani, I didn't feel like he was like any specific. Like I feel like he's like playing tank in the team comp. He was not really scary. He was giving a lot of free damage, and not really playing his job really well. So about the Sejuani, I'm not sure, but Maokai, in my opinion, is just so easy that
Okay. That makes
anyone
sense.
can play that.
I do think one thing about C9, like I know we're picking apart kind of each player.
I think
but
it's fine. I mean, I'm curious. I think people are curious to hear what you have.
I think one thing about C9 is their team fighting, actually, in my opinion, is not that good.
Yeah.
I think like they faced you guys, and I think you guys from like massive goal deficits were out team fighting them. They faced you guys, and even though they weren't getting the same gold leads that they were getting against Flyquest, you guys, in my opinion, were still out team fighting them.
Yeah, of course.
So I feel like just a team as a whole, it just feels they don't have the same idea of team fighting. Like I know when I was facing Flyquest yesterday, and I'm thinking to myself when Quad's in there, I'm like, okay, my front line cannot give free damage, because if they give free damage, Quad's gonna literally pentakill us, and that's what quite literally happened.
actually happened.
Yeah, it quite literally happened. Like we gave a little bit of free damage, and Quad pentakilled us. So like you face certain teams, and you can feel their team fighting prowess, and then you just face C9, and even in
Don't feel
scrims,
anything.
and it's like, you know, like someone's always doing something wrong in the team fights.
You guys were 5,000 gold down in the first game. Did it feel like it?
Wait, 5K down?
5K down.
Wait, when
Yeah,
was this?
in
Was
game
this
one.
Like, oh, in game one, we were,
Yeah.
oh my gosh. Wait, 5K down?
They'd taken
What
like
No
the
way.
3 outer turrets. They had the CS lead top lane,
Oh, they did
which
have
I
the
know
CS
you
lead,
didn't
actually.
remember about.
Yeah, I mean, I was down maybe 20 or 30 CS, but we forget about that.
Yeah.
How the matchup goes.
What is your scouting report on Thanatos? Like even coming into the series, what were you hoping to take advantage of in that matchup?
I thought he was like pretty good top, especially in scrims. Like he's just always playing aggressive. He's never afraid to make certain plays. But I don't know. I feel like C9 as a whole as well on stage, just like they're just so afraid to fight or
They're
like
definitely nerfed.
just do anything, you know?
Yeah, they're hard
like,
nerfs, yeah.
It's the same thing with Thanatos. Like I feel like because in the Gnar game as well, he was pretty ahead, you know? He had like 3 items on Gnar, but he was just like never pulling the trigger. He was never like flanking for some reason. So it was just always really easy to like mark him. And I don't know, going into the series, I just thought like, I just need to do my job, not give him 3 kills in lane for free, and like we're gonna win the series like that, you know?
Yeah. If I try to take all this in and sum it up, it almost feels like we're saying Cloud9, it's a combination of factors. There's some stage nerfs that happened probably because of the expectations and how they were under-delivering on those.
Yeah.
Team fighting, not very cohesive. Meta read, probably not that good. Not playing to the player's strengths.
Yeah.
And they were still 4th best team. They're still better than a bunch of the other ones.
Facts.
But
Facts.
we got the top 3 right here.
Exactly.
Series yesterday. That was a banger series.
yeah.
Did it feel like, I saw a lot of comments online saying that was one of the highest level LCS series that they've seen. Did it feel like a really high level game?
It felt like we had to do, at least from mine, I don't know about him, it felt like we had to do correct steps. We had to like check off boxes. You know, if we're going in enemy jungle, we have to like, we would literally have to ask aloud, does Bwipo and Quad have TP, depending on what characters they're playing, because Bwipo is always on Renekton or Wukong. And then even though Quad wasn't on like flanking characters, you know, you still have to like kind of ask just in case. You know, we're asking about TPs, we're checking for vision. We're like, I feel like we had to do each and every correct step to advance the game. And then the times we didn't, they would instantly capitalize on it and just like, we'd just get wiped.
Yeah.
I mean, to me, I don't think it was that high low. I feel like the team fights, both teams were making quite a lot of team fight mistakes, in my opinion. Like, I think game 1, in my opinion, we should have won. We had better team fighting comp with a good position in the game. Game 2, they should have won. They had better position in the team fights and they lost. So like, that's like a little bit mixed. I think, in my opinion, it wasn't that high low. But I think macro-wise, I think it was good. Like no one was really overextending on side lane. Everyone was playing with tempo. I could tell that both supports were like always on the correct side of the map. When we were weaker, we were always trying to defend tower and slow down the game to not like bleed as much gold as possible. And I don't know. It seemed like a hard game, but I expected a bit more from TL. I feel like it's gonna be a bit harder. But it was a hard game.
Yeah.
Did you get a chance to watch it?
I was watching, well, I saw the first game, then because it was like my off day kind of,
Yeah.
I was just like kind of chilling. I watched
You don't
the
care about
guys-
your opponent?
No. Then I ended up watching game 3 and game 4, and
Yeah.
I saw that the series was very close and that both teams were like just team fighting really well.
Yeah.
And I think what APA was mentioning as well, whenever like Flyquest has an opportunity to go for a certain play, they'll just instantly pull the trigger, and if it works out, it works out. If it doesn't, like they know how to lose slowly as well, you know, and slowly come back to the game. But it was a really good series to watch.
Yeah. I thought it was super entertaining. There was one crazy stat that I probably care about that you guys might not care about, but Quad had a penta a quadra, a triple, and a double in the same game.
Is
It's like
there a name for that?
there's a baseball term called hitting for the cycle when you get a single, double, triple, and a home run, which is super rare. And it's the first time in LCS history
Really?
that a guy did all that.
Wow.
So like in the stats, it shows as like 4 double kills, 3 triple kills, 2 quadras, because like a penta would count 1 for all 3. But
my
like
gosh.
that's so ridiculously
Yeah.
unlikely to happen, and he did.
Yeah. Respect to him then.
I mean, respect. Yeah, that was a good Zeri game. Okay, YouTube play in the YouTube theater. You were bantering
sir.
really quickly before we turned the cameras on, and I want to try and pull you back to that moment. What were you going to say, Inspired?
Yeah, you're gonna say something actually.
I don't know. I don't feel like I need to banter 100 teams. It's just gonna be a free win.
Okay. I mean, I respect Flyquest as a team, to be honest.
Yeah.
I feel like they play really well as a team, but so do we now. Like, cause like we're turning on things, like we're actually communicating to each other. So I do feel like we have a good chance versus Flyquest, but it'll definitely be a very close series.
Yeah.
That's one thing I'll say.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't expect 100 Thieves to win today, so I'm surprised already. I expected to play C9, so I guess I will have to change my prep a little bit and look into.
Did you have any prep for Thieves?
No.
You just didn't think about us?
No. I mean, I was already like, okay, they went game 5 against Dignitas. No way they
Yeah,
did
we're
C9.
gonna
So
be-
Dignitas basically won more than C9 did today.
Yeah.
Honestly, I thought the same thing as well. Like, I really did think that C9 was gonna put on a show, but I don't know. They're all just choking.
They were not there.
Wow,
Today,
I actually
like,
didn't think about that. Dignitas went further in the series against you guys than C9 did.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you play better? This is interesting. Did you play better in this series than you did in the Dignitas series?
100%. Like,
Okay.
I'm sure you guys were watching the Dignitas series.
What do you
like,
think
It's
you did
also,
better?
it's
Very
also the
disgusting the
stage
entire time,
stage
you know?
practice. Like same for us, we
Oh,
played
yeah,
against
true.
Energy before we played C9. C9 played only 2 best of 5s this playoffs.
Playoffs.
Yeah. So what do you think you did better this series then?
I think, well, it goes back to like playing against you guys as well, where like my weak side was like really terrible in the last series and the
Yep,
TL series as
little
well.
bit.
Like, bro, you literally messaged in all chat something about like me going 20 deaths. So
Yeah.
just working on
I was telling you it wasn't a race to 20 deaths.
Oh, yeah, something across those lines. Yeah, that was actually pretty funny. I was like giggling. Honestly. I think just not dying to stupid ganks, to stupid plays, and kind of just like playing weak side well and playing team fights well as well is like what I really stepped on when I played against C9 that I just didn't do against Dignitas or TL.
Yeah. Anything with the rest of your team that you feel like improved as well?
We're just communicating as a team. We're actually playing as a team, and like we're just making plays together in general. So that's definitely something.
I do agree that stage time, like especially playoff stage time, matters so much. Like last split, like literally just last split on Team Liquid, I think we evolved so much as a team. Like I think the first time we faced Flyquest, we ended up losing, and then we go through all the teams in the lower bracket, and we end up facing you guys in finals, and we win, in my opinion, pretty convincingly. So I feel like getting that extra stage time gives you just like improves the team as a whole and gets rid of any of the stage nerves that anyone ever had.
100%. I agree with that. Yeah.
What about playing another best of 5 against the same team in the same playoffs after you've lost to them? This was a weird stat that I pulled.
And that feels really good for the team that lost the first one.
Yeah,
and
they're
it feels
actually-
bad for the team that already beat them.
They're 6-5. The team that loses the first best of 5 is actually 6-5 all time now. So it was 6-4 before because you've beaten Dignitas twice. So technically you did it like against the stats.
Yeah.
What are some of the difficulties of beating a team for a second time? Because we're not guaranteed to have a rematch actually with the way. No, we would be. You're going to rematch someone no matter what because you've already
Yeah,
faced both
beaten
these
these
guys,
guys.
yeah.
That is
But
true.
yeah, what
That
were
is
some
very
of the
true.
difficulties of beating like Dignitas earlier this week, the second time?
I feel like Licorice got like a lot better throughout the, or in the series we played against them, like the second series, rather than the first.
Yeah.
So I think that definitely had a lot to do with like them just playing well and them kind of just sending us to game 5, you know? So Licorice was definitely a very big part of that team, just like winning. And yeah, I feel like it was mainly just him. Everybody was like playing fine, but they just realized that they had to do their jobs and they can actually stand a chance against us, you know? So
I think you also can just identify like
yeah.
what the other team did to win, and it's very obvious. Like, I mean, like in our game 4, Quad was like 20 kills, so like very obviously Quad was doing something crazy on Zeri that game. So I think when we go back and review like while we lost game 4 to Flyquest yesterday, where it's just gonna be like, oh, we let Quad do this and we let Quad do that, and it's just probably just gonna be us talking about just the mid gap. So, so I think that's like the benefit to me, like experiencing from last split because when we lost to them, like obviously we were focused on our early opponents, but once we ended up making it back to them, we're like, okay, so this is what we did poorly last time, and this is what they did so well last time that beat us. And then we adapted what they did well. We're like, okay, this is our defense to what they did well now.
Yeah,
summed
I
it
feel
up
like
perfectly.
If you play against a decent team and you beat them, they will for sure know why they lost, and they will improve on that. And if you already beat them, there is not much you will learn from the games. So I guess the team that lost just have an advantage.
Yeah. Okay, that validates what I was thinking. I think it is an advantage.
Yeah.
This is going to be your first stadium that you get to play in YouTube Theater on Friday against Flyquest. How's it feel? What are you expecting?
What am I expecting?
Yeah, I know APA was telling you a little bit about the first stadium experience that he had. You want to?
Yeah, so when I was going into summer finals last year on TL facing NRG, like I've only played at like the 50, it was like 50, 100, I don't know how big the stadium is.
I think up to like 200 or 300, but sometimes it's 50, sometimes it's 300.
It's not that big though, in all reality. Like, it's just not the biggest thing. And I would think to myself, like I would have a little bit of stage nerves here at the very start. And then like when I went to the big stadium in New York, it was like such a crazy experience to me. I don't know how many people were at that stadium, but like just hearing the crowd roar when you're walking on stage, like, you know, you're getting announced, it's like, welcome sniper. And like the crowd's like just cheering you on. Like it just feels so good in yourself. Like it's one of those moments where it's like, you know, this is what you worked for this entire year type of moment.
Yeah, I think I'm just like super excited to just play in a big stadium with a lot of people watching us. And I don't know, I'm just trying to be there for the moment, you know? Like I'm just trying to be as present as possible and just take everything in. Yeah.
Awesome. Inspired. You're pretty used to it, actually.
Not actually. Like I played only 2 times now. I think with EG we made it to Houston and then Chicago finals. And more than that, every final that I played was always played in the studio.
Interesting.
Yeah. So I only played 2 times in the split finals in like a big arena.
That was one of the craziest moments, though, that we've had in any final.
Yeah.
Your EG final with the Danny, Baron Steel Penta.
That
what was that like?
Bro, it was so loud and the whole stage was shaking. I couldn't believe my eyes because I was watching it from gray screen. I was there. I'm like watching it. He gets a mash. I'm like, he gets first kill. He gets second kill. He gets first kill. I'm like, what is going on? It's like straight from TikTok. I don't know. The Jinx, Duncan, 2v5 and Nash and get Nash. After that, we just knew we're gonna win finals. Like there is like no way you lose after that.
Man, that is. So I've never talked to you about this, and I know it's a little bit back, but not many people expected EG to even beat Team Liquid. But then you swept them after the Danny Penta.
Yeah.
And then you carried the momentum all the way through to the finals. Was it actually like that play that you feel like catapulted it? Or did you think you'd made a bunch of improvements behind the scenes, that you were a better macro and you'd really figured things out?
I feel like the team I play on, we usually are really good at figuring out the meta for playoffs. So like, I knew we were a good team at the beginning of the playoffs, and then when we lost to Team Liquid 3-2 in the first match of playoffs, I think the thing that we were talking about happened. Like we realized why we lost, what we should be playing, and on what we should not be playing, and then we just sticked with that for every best of 5. And we're a good enough team to, with the knowledge we got from the first best of 5, to just keep playing well, keep playing the style that is working for us, that is good in the meta, and we just won every game.
I had another somewhat random thought, and it's fine if this is totally off. I think, APA, the way you get gold on the map reminds me a little bit of how Danny got gold on the map. Do you see any similarities in that?
A little
I didn't watch how
bit,
Danny played,
but
so I don't know.
not that much. I feel like I think it's a bit different because he's a mid laner and they use TP way more. Danny was like an ADC that you actually have to. It's like you have to carry him around the map because it's an ADC. If he is already top, there is no way he will ever end up bot. And if you are playing around the hyper carry ADC and he's top, you know, enemy team basically knows that anything that happens bot side, we are not contesting because we have our scaling hyper carry on top side. While if you play like right now with Corki and he's top getting gold, he's a TP up all the time. So it's not like you can just go bot and dive whoever is there because Corki will just TP and ace you. So it's a bit different, I think, playing with the hyper carry in mid lane or AD.
Yeah, that makes sense. But
I mean, I didn't really watch much of his EG team with Danny, so it's hard for me to draw a
we
comparison.
played scrims against APA right before that
Did you?
playoffs. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Was it
Yeah,
Mayville?
it was day before we were in the hotel. Day before our TL series, we played scrims against APA, and I was telling Jojo that we should pick TF first game, or like just prior TF really highly, and if they take it away, we should play Diana Yasuo. And Jojo was like, okay. I mean, I played some Yasuo, so then we played one game of scrims before the game against Team Liquid, and we played scrims against them, and we just picked Diana Yasuo. We won like 15 minutes, and we were like, okay, let's go. We're going to pick Diana Yasuo. And then in game 2 against TL, we just locked it in 4-5, and they didn't see it coming against TF, and we just won the game.
What year was it?
Damn.
2022.
So I was on my college team then.
Yeah.
Bro, you're just bullying me at that point.
We were bullying it. Like, we played 2 games, 2 15-minute stomps, and we were like, okay, nice. Now
I was in the academy then. I'm tier 3.
It's the confidence building one right
Yeah.
before you go on stage. That's awesome. Okay, we're going to plan. I know for the people watching, we're hoping to do another episode of Pros after finals. But in case we don't get to talk to you again, this has been a pretty cool year of LCS. Give you a second to think about like a favorite moment of the year, either for your own team, something in scrims. I'm just kind of curious as we're kind of ending the end of the episode. Like what do you want to remember about this year, aside from qualifying for Worlds, which is obviously going to be the highlight?
Yeah, I mean, I can just start. I think, I don't know, just getting to play LCS in general has been just an amazing experience for me. Like, I feel like every single day, I'm just trying to do as much as possible to like, just become the best version of myself. So just staying in the moment, just everything, you know? I don't have like a moment. It's just, yeah, just being there and just playing as an LCS player.
That's awesome. Thanks. APA, do you have anything?
I think it's kind of a funny one. When we were in grand finals versus these guys, when we're up 2-1, you could it was like same thing today where we saw like Sniper dancing and they looked across the stage and like C9's like super stressed. We were singing like a TikTok song together.
Oh my God.
Okay.
It was the like Chippy Chippy Chappa Chappa song.
Oh, that's the Quid song right there. Who knows
Yeah,
that song?
I know Sniper knows of it, but we're like actively like just singing that one in comms, just like having a blast because we're super confident going into the series. And then you look across the stage and like Jensen and Inspire, just everyone's like sweating for their lives, like
Oh, no.
making sure that like they're trying their best to win the series, and we're just
Just dancing.
so like that's probably like
Just a nice like team building moment.
yeah, just
right
such a
before great
fun
moment.
experience.
Anything for you, Inspired?
I think beating C9 in Spring Split 3-0, because they were like the super team going into playoffs, and this was basically the first series that they lost, because they lost 3-0 to us, and then they lost 3-0 to TL. So, yeah.
You guys broke them last split as well,
Yeah,
then, huh?
we broke them last split, we 3-0'd them in playoffs, and then they go loser bracket, get 3-0'd by TL. Did they win any game in playoffs? I think
No,
they didn't actually.
not
They
versus
just
us
lost
two.
2 series in Spring Split. And this summer
Yeah.
split as well, first game against us, we completely broke them, so they banned Lila Smolder for the rest of the playoffs.
Yeah.
And they lose again. So didn't they actually play 4 series this season in playoffs, and they didn't win a single one?
Yeah, they're what like
Did it
2
actually happen?
I think they're
They-
2-12 then.
They
in
finished
playoff
third.
series.
I need to check Spring.
I'm pretty sure their first game in no, they played someone.
They would have won
played-
something.
They played against 100 Thieves. They played against 100
Yes.
Thieves
3-0
in Spring
They
Split.
did beat you.
And then
That one time.
Yeah,
Yeah,
then
oh,
they played
exactly,
against
yeah.
us and they lost, and then they played against TL and they lost. And this playoffs, they played straight up against us and then against 100 Thieves and they lost both. So they actually played only 5 series in playoffs and
Wow.
only one.
That's like nothing, no? Playing that many series?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
You won the series that mattered more. The first 3-0 in Spring. Who cares about that?
Exactly.
It's this 3-1.
It shows the
exactly.
improvement.
Yeah.
Shows the improvement.
So your favorite moment is just.
Yeah, for sure beating
Is
that
it more
C9.
about beating C9 or about beating JoJo?
Oh, like beating C9 because they were so cocky. Jojo was thinking that he's gonna win the split. I'm like, bro, you are no one with me. I made you. Like,
Oh, he made him, huh?
and then he's being so cocky. And then I beat him this split as well. So like, I don't know what to say.
You're feeling good.
Of course.
Yeah,
He's
absolutely.
always acting cocky though. Like he's still like, even after they beat us, he was like, bro, it was a free win. We should have won.
Oh
we are
my
so much
gosh.
better.
Wow.
But it's funny. I like it.
Yeah.
I feel like he's not that cocky. Because, like,
Right now, for sure not.
okay, definitely not right now, yeah, that's for sure. But, like, before, he was always, like, messaging Quid really nice stuff.
Oh, I mean,
just, like, all
he's
that
just-
kind of stuff, you know?
Yeah, he's not.
Maybe it's just, like,
I mean, we are friends, so he's just cocky towards
Oh,
me.
okay,
But
I
I think
see.
if he doesn't know someone, he's not gonna like act like that, I guess.
yeah.
Can't expose my DMs with Quid.
Oh, bro. No, man. Oh, my gosh. He's been telling me all about them, by the way. Every single day. He's like,
Yeah.
oh, look at what
It's a daily thing now. You two just
Not
trash talk
daily,
each other on
recently.
Discord.
They're like lovebirds, by the way.
Yeah, I've seen a little bit of it on Twitter.
We message each other a lot. It's not like those DMs. I can't I'm not exposing myself here.
No,
Okay,
it's-
so that's chat that no one gets to see.
I'm very friendly with Quid.
Okay, anything else you guys want to say before we wrap up?
this episode is amazing. Thank you guys for being here, everyone. It was
Thanks for being
very
here,
nice.
man. Congratulations
This
on
was-
qualifying for Worlds.
Congrats to
Yeah,
you.
thank you. Appreciate
Yeah.
that. Thank you.
Awesome
guys.
stuff. And LCS Championship Finals weekend is going to be great. Reminder, tickets are still available for the championship. If you want to see Sniper versus Inspired, the winner of that goes up against APA's TL. That's at riot.com/LCS Championship. Pros is also available on Spotify. I think this is going to be the last one that I host this year. It's been fun. Thanks for joining me, guys. Again, I know all of you are multiple-time Pros guests, so thanks for doing this and taking the time, especially with such a big weekend coming up. So, great weekend of games. One left. We'll see you guys there.
Peace.
See ya.